Now, KCAU 9 News starts with your forecast first.
Hey, good Monday morning, Siouxland. Looking at our Wayne State College camera, a good deal of sunshine out there right now. That is not going to last, though, as we see those temperatures much warmer than we've seen lately. Currently sitting in the upper 20s and low 30s across the area, and we likely won't move too much more today into the low to mid 30s for highs. But we have quiet conditions for tonight and then a few chances at a wintry mix on the way. Those details are coming up. KCAU 9 News at 11:30 starts now.
We are Siouxland proud. This is KCAU 9 News at 11:30.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us this midday. I'm Nick Wilson. Well, the boards of directors for the Sioux City Community School District and the local area education agency will both hold meetings today. And at those meetings, Governor Reynolds' proposal to change how Iowa's AEAs work will likely be a top focus. Our top story this midday. The governor's proposal originally intended to restrict the agencies to only provide special education services. However, Governor Reynolds proposed a change that would allow agencies to provide general education and media services if schools wish. Money for special education would be sent directly to public school districts. The school board meeting will be held here in town beginning at 6 p.m. And meanwhile, the Northwest AEA board meeting will be in Lamar's, also beginning at 6 p.m. Well, staying local, Sioux City City Council will take their first look at proposed changes to how the city's emergency medical service is handled, potentially adding the responsibility to the local fire department. Under the proposed changes, the city's emergency medical services would be moved from their own dedicated division to Sioux City Fire Rescue. The move would create 4 new firefighter positions in order to fill that role within the fire department. However, none of the city's current EMT staff would lose their jobs in the process. New positions would only be hired if those current EMTs were to move on. The council will take their first look at the proposed changes at this afternoon's regular weekly meeting. Well, elsewhere, a Lamar's man has been charged with attempted murder after assaulting a victim and leaving him in critical condition. The Lamar's Police Department says they were called to an apartment on 2nd Street on Saturday evening for a male who was not breathing. Life-saving measures were taken before the victim was taken to a local hospital. An investigation led to the arrest of 24-year-old Reese Harms of Lamar's. Harms has been charged with willful injury and attempted murder. While being transported to jail, Harms allegedly said of the victim that he, quote, should have just killed him, end quote. Authorities have not yet shared the identity of the victim. And staying in Siouxland, the Spencer Fire Rescue Department also received a call over the weekend to deal with increased levels of carbon monoxide at a hotel. Crews were called Saturday evening after high levels of carbon monoxide were detected at the Holiday Inn in Spencer. A faulty heating system was identified as a potential cause. 5 people were evacuated from the building, with 1 transported to a local hospital. It took about 2 hours for first responders to handle the situation and then give the all clear. Well, changing topics, although temps are finally back on the rise, area groups that provide winter items to Siouxlanders in need say their stores are running low. That includes the Sioux City Community School District, which provides dozens of winter clothing items to students in need every year. After this month's extreme weather, they say they desperately need new coats for kids in grades kindergarten through 3rd and high school. They're also looking for donations of new hats and mittens. You can drop off donations at any of the district's school buildings or at the Educational Service Center at 627 4th Street. Well, now let's take a break from the news and check in with meteorologist Ethan Foreman for today's forecast. How's it looking for today, Ethan?
Well, Nick, not too bad considering the temperatures and snow we've seen the last couple of weeks. Those low temperatures were well above average. In fact, our temperature was 45 degrees warmer than we were Saturday morning. So quite a crazy turnaround. Those temperatures around 5 to 15 degrees above average compared to where you are in the area. As we saw temperatures toward the mid-teens up towards Sioux Falls, but in the mid-20s here in Sioux City. We see those highs today climb into the low to mid-30s. 30s as we see some sunshine early this afternoon, but those clouds move back in tonight, especially for our southern areas as we see a storm system pass off to our south. That will likely stay mostly out of our viewing area, but a few chances at some freezing drizzle or flurries are on the way for tonight toward the Denison area. The rest of us staying dry. Another wintry mixed chance in the forecast. Those details are coming up.
Thanks, Ethan. Well, all eyes are on New Hampshire for the race to the White House. The first in the nation primary happens tomorrow. ABC's Melissa Adon brings us the details from Manchester, New Hampshire.
Happy pre-election day.
On the eve of New Hampshire's first in the nation primary, the race for the Republican nomination is down to two candidates. Today, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley hosting a meet and greet in the Granite State.
70% of Americans have said they don't want a Trump-Biden rematch. The majority of Americans disapprove of Trump and Biden.
The former UN ambassador telling ABC's Rachel Scott that even if she loses tomorrow, she's not quitting.
We're going home to South Carolina. The goal is we wanted to be strong in Iowa, stronger in New Hampshire, and then even stronger that in South Carolina.
Meantime, former President Donald Trump getting a new endorsement this weekend after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis dropped out of the race.
Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus pandemic and his elevation of Anthony Fauci. Trump is superior to the current incumbent, Joe Biden.
Trump has spent much of his campaign slamming DeSantis, but after DeSantis dropped out, Trump applauding him.
I'd like to take time to congratulate Ron DeSantis and, of course, a really terrific person.
Trump leading in polls heading into tomorrow's primary, with 50% of likely Republican primary voters supporting Trump, Haley at just 39%, according to a CNN University of New Hampshire poll.
I'm here for this energy, for somebody that I know loves this country as much as I do.
I don't want to vote for Trump, but I don't see the other candidates as being as strong as him.
A handful of volunteers and officials have been encouraging voters to write in President Joe Biden's name for the Democratic nominee. Meantime, former President Donald Trump is expected to head back to New Hampshire tonight for a rally. Haley also hosting a rally tonight. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
And coming up tonight on KCAU-9 News at 5, our Washington, D.C. Bureau will be live at the scene of the New Hampshire primary, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And meanwhile, over in South Dakota, a bill is moving forward that would create a statewide commission focused on legal representation for those who can't afford to pay. South Dakota is one of just 6 states that doesn't already have an entity like this in place. Right now, only 3 South Dakota counties, that's Minnehaha, Pennington, and Meade, have a dedicated public defender office. The other 63 counties handle indigent defense needs as they arise, but through an unregulated collection of contracted attorneys and court appointments. The bill advanced through the South Dakota House State Affairs Committee on Friday. It goes to the House Appropriations Committee next. Well, changing topics now, are you a fan of classic TV shows? If you are, then you'll want to check out what Howard's making today with the help of a special guest still ahead in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And we return to those seasonal conditions as we see a midweek wintry mix potential and then a very gloomy forecast with sunshine not returning until day 8 in the forecast. Those details are next.
You're watching KCAU 9 News at 11:30. KCAU 9, we're Siouxland proud.